The vital force of sex is the great secret of all mysticism. Manly P. Hall. It's the most suppressed, misunderstood, and manipulated force on Earth. We're told to fear it, control it, hide it, and yet, deep down, we know it holds something sacred, something powerful, something ancient, sexual energy. But what if everything we've been taught about it, the shame, the guilt, the secrecy, was part of a system designed to disconnect us from our true power? What if the Hermetic masters, alchemists, and mystics of old were trying to warn us, not about lust or sin, but about the consequences of forgetting? Because in almost every ancient mystery school, from Kemet to Tantra, from Gnostic texts to Taoist practices, sexual energy wasn't a taboo, it was divine currency. The same energy that creates life is the energy that can awaken the soul. Let that sink in. It's not just biology, it's not just pleasure, it's spirit in motion. And when you understand how to harness it, instead of suppressing or wasting it, something inside you activates. Let's break this down. First, what exactly is sexual energy? It's not just the desire for intimacy or arousal, it's your creative life force. In Hermetic philosophy, it's called the fire below. In the East, it's known as Kundalini. In Kemet, it was the Sekhem, a current of energy stored at the base of the spine, coiled like a serpent. And here's the hidden truth. Sexual energy is neutral. It's not good or bad, it's amplifying. It expands whatever state you're in. If you're in love, it deepens connection. If you're in fear, it magnifies chaos. If you're unconscious, it can become addiction. If you're awakened, it becomes liberation. And that's what the ancients knew, and the modern world forgot. Now ask yourself, why would such a potent force be turned into shame? Why would entire cultures work so hard to disconnect people from their own bodies, their own desire, their own source? Because if you knew how powerful your sexual energy truly is, you wouldn't be easy to control. You wouldn't be numb. You wouldn't be disconnected. You wouldn't be asleep. And here's the kicker. Sexual energy doesn't just create babies. It creates realities. Artists, inventors, visionaries, all channel this same force, whether through painting, building, writing, speaking. It's that creative charge moving through them. And it's not limited to the bedroom. It's not limited to partners. It lives in you, always. The Hermetics taught that mastering this energy was the first step toward higher consciousness. But they warned, if misused, ignored, or scattered, this energy becomes toxic. It turns inward, it implodes. It leads to confusion, apathy, or chaos. And that's what we're seeing in the world today. Over-sexualized, underconnected, stimulated, but spiritually starved. We don't honor it. We consume it. We don't feel it. We perform it. We don't embody it. We escape from it. And every time we treat this sacred energy like entertainment, we drain a little more of our own soul. But what if you could remember? If this truth is resonating, don't just watch in silence. Hit subscribe, tap the bell, and join the circle. Because the energy we're about to unlock is something they don't want you to feel. In the next part, we'll go deeper. We'll explore the 3 sacred pathways to mastering sexual energy, how the Hermetics taught it could be transmuted into spiritual awakening, and why ancient initiates believed that the body was not a trap, but a temple. So what did the Hermetics actually teach about mastering sexual energy? They didn't say, repress it. They didn't say, indulge in it mindlessly. They said, transmute it. To take raw desire and elevate it, to move it through the body, not just for pleasure, but for power. This wasn't theoretical, it was deeply practical. They spoke of three key pathways. 1. Retention. 2. Redirection. 3. Refinement. Let's break them down. 1. Retention. This doesn't mean permanent celibacy, it means pausing. It means creating space. Ancient mystics believed that constantly releasing your life force, physically, emotionally, spiritually, drains the body's electromagnetic charge. And if you're always depleted, you can't ascend. They practiced cycles of withholding, not as punishment, but as cultivation. They stored the energy, let it build, and allowed it to become magnetism. You can feel this in people. Those who have presence, charisma, gravitas. They're often not leaking energy. They're containing it, holding it, radiating it. 2. Redirection. Once energy is retained, it must move. If you don't move it, it stagnates. If you only keep it in the lower chakras, it can become obsession or frustration. So, the Hermetics visualized energy rising from root to crown. They breathed deeply, slowly, with awareness. They used sound, breath, and movement to guide it up the spine, activating each center. Modern practices like Kundalini Yoga, Qigong, or Tumo echo this same wisdom. You are not meant to sit still with your energy. You are meant to circulate it. And this is why many ancient cultures connected sexuality with spiritual ascent, because they weren't separating the body and spirit, they were bridging them. 3. Refinement. Once the energy rises, it becomes more subtle, more intelligent, more sacred. This is where raw desire becomes devotion. This is where performance becomes presence. This is where the lower self merges with the higher self. And here's the part most people miss. You can do all of this without a partner. You don't need anyone to activate your inner fire. It's already in you. But if you do choose to share this journey with someone, it becomes even more powerful. Because now, two fires are becoming one flame. In ancient Egypt, sacred sexuality was practiced in temples, not for entertainment, but for initiation. Two aligned beings, breathing together, moving together, feeling together, not to climax, but to expand. This was the mystery behind divine union, not just bodies touching, but souls merging. And every breath, every touch, every pulse was an offering. Compare that to modern hookups, and you'll understand why something feels missing. The Hermetics warned, if humanity ever forgot the sacredness of sexual energy, it would become its own worst addiction. Look around. How many people are chasing intimacy but terrified of vulnerability? How many are performing connection while spiritually starving? How many are numbing real emotion through overstimulation? That's not just dysfunction, that's disconnection from source. But here's the miracle. It can be reversed. The moment you begin to hold your energy again, to feel it, to move it intentionally, your frequency changes, your aura expands, your desires sharpen, your mind clears. You begin to walk differently, breathe differently, create differently, and most importantly, you stop needing validation from the outside because your power is burning within. In the final part, we'll go deeper into the sacred rituals the Hermetics used to channel this energy into manifestation, healing, and higher vision. And we'll explore why your greatest gift might be the part of yourself you were always taught to be ashamed of. Now we reach the part they never wanted you to know. The true reason ancient masters revered sexual energy wasn't just because it felt powerful, but because it was a portal to vision, to healing, to creation itself. Let me explain. When sexual energy is cultivated, moved, and refined, it creates an inner heat. a vibrational charge. And this charge begins to activate latent powers. We're talking intuitive insight, heightened perception, even altered states of consciousness. This wasn't fantasy. It was part of initiation. The Hermetics taught that during the peak of energy circulation, whether through breathwork, tantra, or meditative movement, you could begin to open gateways between dimensions, not in a metaphorical sense, literally. Your pineal gland, what mystics called the seat of the soul, becomes stimulated, and as it activates, so does your access to symbolic vision. You begin to see what's normally hidden. Dreams become vivid. Synchronicities increase. You attract what once seemed impossible because you're no longer leaking your energy, you're directing it. And this is the final phase of transmutation, manifestation. In Hermetic law, energy follows intention. So when your most powerful energy is charged with clear, conscious purpose, it accelerates that purpose into form, not by wishing, not by hoping, but by embodying the vibration of what you desire. This is why sacred sexual rites were performed before harvest, battle, and ceremony. The ancients knew, where attention goes, energy flows, and where energy flows, reality shifts. Now let's get practical. How do you actually begin this journey? Start by reclaiming your relationship with this energy. Let go of shame. Let go of the guilt. Let go of the programming that told you this part of you was wrong, dirty, or sinful. It's not. It's ancient. It's divine. And it's yours. Then begin small rituals, breath work, stillness, movement. Learn to sit with your desire without needing to discharge it. Learn to feel your energy rise without fearing it. Learn to listen to what it wants to create, not just what it wants to release. And over time, you'll transform. You'll begin to feel what the Hermetics called the sacred fire. It lives in the belly, rises to the heart, and burns clean through the mind. When you walk with that fire, you become magnetic. You become clear. You become whole. And when two people come together with that level of self-awareness, it's no longer sex. It's ritual. It's magic. It's remembrance. So let me ask you, what would happen if you stopped fearing your energy and started honoring it? What would happen if you stopped giving it away to distraction and started channeling it into your purpose? What would happen if the thing you've been ashamed of was actually your greatest key? This is the mystery the Hermetics left behind, a message that was hidden in symbols, rituals, and silence until now. The full story of sexual energy was never about shame. It was about awakening. And now that you've heard it, you can't unhear it. So, what will you do with it? Have you ever felt like your energy was being wasted or misused? What's one way you could begin honoring it starting today? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear.